I debated making this video, but I'm making this video as a PSA for the girls who are going to AfroTech. So I've been to AfroTech a few times in the past. I don't really go anymore because I don't want to work in tech anymore. But I do want to give a word of advice for the girls who are in tech and who are not in tech, who are going to AfroTech to only or purposely go and find a man. Does anyone remember the movie 21 Jump Street, the remake, not the TV show, in which there was this scene in which they observed that, like, the stereotype of, like, the cool kid and the jock and the cheerleader is actually not the cool kid anymore, and the new stereotype of, like, the nerds and the people who care about the environment and, like, the kids who were kind of excelling in life are now the new cool kids. That is kind of how I feel about the men that go to Afrotech. Stick with me, ladies. It is an environment in which there are a lot of men who didn't necessarily have, what's the nice word that I can use? A lot of pull in an
Swag.
earlier part in their life, and now they kind of have a little bit of leverage or a glow up, if you will. And I'm not saying that's necessarily a bad thing, but the thing is, when sometimes those things happen to you later in life, it kind of becomes like a clout disease, and they take these associations with these certain companies or these certain salaries to their head. And I can speak for myself as someone who has worked at all of these companies and has been in association with all of these men since 2015. They tend to downplay the women, especially Black women, who are their peers, and they don't want to date us because they think that they're up now. They have all the options in the world. And
I'm up now. Yeah, down. I'm up.
Oh, the humanity.
But yeah, let me let her keep cooking.
Optionality is also a disease. So I really want to say this, and I really mean this in a nice way, for the girls who are going, be careful, because a lot of these men, I don't think that they're necessarily in a boyfriend, girlfriend, husband stage of life, especially if they recently started working in these environments. It's going to take some time for them to get that out of their system. That's my word of advice.
There was some things here and there that I agreed with, but for the most part, she was pretty much on point. I mean,
She was on point.
she was on point. It wasn't like, complete mishap like I've seen before. So, it's just one of those things, man. You're making a lot of bread. You're making the most bread you've made, your whole life. And like she said, if you wasn't getting that kind of pull, it's kind of like you got to get it out your system now. But don't mean you have to do it, but
It's like you don't want to just, I'm making all this money now. Let me go get married.
yeah, exactly. Right. Go dump it right into one, and then to make it worse, dump it into one thottie's hands. You just bring them
especially
back
I was
up
about
from
AfroTech. I always be hearing women are always going there for bad intentions anyway.
facts.
So they try to do a Hail Mary.
Trying to hit a bank shot from the 3-court line, knowing that they've been but I'll say this, if they're in tech, usually that means they had to work their way up to get there.
Yeah.
And like I said before, no matter what industry you're in, typically, especially here in a place like America, if you don't meet them in high school, college, or church, you're probably gonna meet them at work 9 times out of 10. So she earned her spot to be in that role there.
Then cool.
She's not susceptible to the things that we're talking about. But we're talking about the ones who go preying on certain dudes because of their income status. And it's kind of like, how can you expect men to look at that in a good way when it's predatory? Because if they wasn't in those tech fields, if they wasn't doing that, you guys wouldn't be out there. But I find that funny, right? They go to AfroTech, they go to these conventions to get dudes. So what about Passport? What about Passport Bros? What about?
Well, they're gonna say they're not leaving America to do
it. Yeah, what about when I don't know, these it's always funny when they do it, it's not considered predatory. But when we do it, it's considered predatory. It's like what? Like that, yes, you go in there for a specific aim. You're not going there to be genuine. You go in there because you know that these dudes got money and you want a piece of it. That's not genuine, bro. Like you could literally go make your own. You're in a country where you're able to do all that on your own, but you just can't. So why not just take it from somebody else, right? I mean, that's the easy cop out, the way to deal with it. But don't be mad when you get an adverse reaction or it's not well received by other guys, especially.
So I am just getting in from AfroTech's welcome party, kickoff party. And I will tell you, I've been on site today because my company is sponsoring AfroTech. So I've been in the convention area. I also, like I said, just got back from that party. And I will tell you, the men's is outside. The employers are here too. So make sure you go get the bag, but also get the bay. There are a lot of women. The can'ts are always haters. The can'ts are on the interwebs, on Beyonce's internet, trying to shame y'all for looking for romantic connections as well as professional ones. And I totally disagree with that. If I were single, I would be in formation. I'm in formation anyway. Your girl's in formation anyway. But I would really be in formation if I were single. Okay? So don't let these haters shame you. Okay? There are very few opportunities as professional Black women. We know there are very few opportunities where we are in the space with professional Black men at this rate. Take advantage of that. Y'all run it up for your girl, okay? Y'all run it up for me because I can't do it for myself. Okay? By the way, my neighbor, who is a whole doctor in his early 30s, attractive, literally said to me a day ago that I am going to AfroTech to look for my wife. Don't let these can'ts keep you from block your blessings, okay? Be in formation. Focus on your focus. But see what you can see, okay?
Sounds simple enough.
I mean, I guess so. I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm just all we just saying that hey, if you guys both in a similar field with each other or prestigious careers, you guys meet each other, cool. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that.
True.
I guess we should go to AfroTech too, bro. we should film it, bro.
Well, speaking from a guy who is in tech, like I'm also in tech as well. I'm in IT as well. So another jewel that I got. Um, Typically, it's mostly dudes. I mean, you will see girls, but they're like far and few in between. I'm talking about at your job, but I guess when you go to AfroTech, you'll see more of them.
It's a mixture.
It's a
Because
mixture.
everybody from different states, I would assume.
Um, she's not wrong. You're not completely way off the mark, but like I said before, you're going to certain areas because you know certain people are gonna be there. That is still predatory. I mean, I don't know. I mean, y'all could paint it how y'all want. I mean, they'd be like, "Yeah, I am the predator, and I'm looking for my prey." I feel like that's what
You
they're
should
gonna say
still
in the
think the same
comments.
thing if both parties going there for a relationship.
Yeah, the dudes, same thing. But I said, when we do it, it's a problem. But when they do it, it's not a problem. You know what I'm saying? Now, in her case, I'll give her the benefit of the doubt that she brought up the dude that said, "Hey, I'm gonna go look my." Hey, she's all for it. But what I'm saying is, normally, if it was dudes, the ones saying this, they would give them a lot of backlash for that. They would, bro. Same thing with Hollywood dudes. How they only let certain people backstage. You know what I'm talking about. You know how these industry dudes operate. You know how they be getting certain types of individuals. R. Kelly. You know what I'm saying? Like, they try to like, aim for a certain demographic or aim for a certain type of crowd. So it's just like I don't see any difference with that in Afrotech. I don't only difference is the people there are, more willing participants, but
Oh. Well, I mean, personally, me, I'm just going on basis of what they say. I mean, I don't really see it as predatory on both the male and the female side.
I don't either, but it's still, I look at it as still like you're aiming to. I'm just saying, like the judgment from one gender to the other one is gonna be different. Like one's gonna look at it one way, the other one's gonna look at it a different way. If I told you if dudes were making videos talking like this, they would be canceling dudes left and right.
But at this point, I really don't think so.
I haven't seen no videos of no dudes bragging about
because
going to AfroTech.
because it's if
And I think I've seen one,
if we
maybe.
talk about specifically, I'm talking about just the prestigious folks in their field, not some dusty musty chick that want to come over there trying to make it bad.
That's what they're doing.
I'm specifically.
That's exactly what they're doing.
I'm specifically talking about the people in the careers. Man, fuck them other chicks. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about the people, the male and females are in their prestigious careers and they both meet each other there. I'm talking about them.
That's a little different, but most of them are not going to be in tech. Like the first lady said, she wasn't in tech or she didn't plan to be in tech anymore, and she was warning about the ones who going to go to AfroTech because she just said that the second lady said the doctor went there, so that dude's not even in tech, and he's still going to AfroTech. You know what I'm saying? It's just kind of
Is
like
it just strictly tech or just black folks with prestigious
that's what I thought it
careers?
was too. I think it's just prestigious careers,
maybe
engineers, doctors,
Yeah.
high level, high earning Henrys, getting there. But it, like I said before, it's a perfect grounds to prey on certain dudes though. I don't care what they say. It's still the same thing. That is still praying. Yes, it is. Because if it's okay for them to go to AfroTech, why is it not okay for passport bros to go overseas?
I just answered your question, bro.
It's the same thing.
They're still in the States, bro. Someone can argue with you. They're still in the States doing it.
What difference does it make?
I didn't have to leave. I didn't have to leave across the country to go find somebody else. I found them here.
So if
that's dedicated for us.
So if you find them, nah.
So I was gonna say to you, bro. I didn't have to go overseas to get them, nigga. I didn't have to go nowhere, bro. You know, they was gonna tell you that, bro. You got to think of the opposition, what they're gonna say.
I mean, I know what they're gonna say, but I'm calling them out for the bullshit. That's still BS. You're targeting certain demographics. You're targeting somebody because of so said position. Like, you know what I'm saying? You're targeting because of that. So it's like, why is that considered okay because you're doing it in the States? It's still the same thing. If I was making music for a certain demographic and I know what type of crowd is going to gather, and then I invite those type of people backstage like all these singers and celebrities do, that's still, they even get flack for doing that. But, obviously for legal reasons, they be getting flack for it. But in this case, I see it as the same way. It's just like people just going where they might find like-minded individuals. And I don't have a problem with that. But let's just call a spade a spade. Like, don't try to treat it like it's any different. It's the same thing. I'm going to go where people are going to more well receive me. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. But then they get mad when these dudes go and they want to talk a lot of ish, but then y'all going to conventions. Y'all can't even get them at y'all schools, y'all colleges, y'all workplace. No, y'all got to go through a whole convention to go get them. Bruh. And then on top of that, you have the intention that you want to get married. How you know you're going to how you know they want to marry you? How you know that? Like the ladies, I'm glad the lady in the first clip pointed that out. Like these dudes probably didn't get that growing up.
They outside.
They outside, and now you thinking that, oh, now that you here I am, marry me. Now, man, get out of here, man. Swipe left, bro. Like what? No, them dudes want to have fun too. So I'm just saying, like, it's all, to me, it's all the same. It's just people try to act like their method is better than somebody else's method, but it's all the same. The concept is still the same. You could chop it up, dice it up how you want. It's still all the same. If y'all didn't meet genuinely, in a genuine way, the most genuine way is if you grew up in the same neighborhood, friend groups, or you went to the same schools, you work at the same job. That's legit to me. That's more like, that's respectable because you didn't have prior knowledge of the person. You didn't know they were in a certain career. It's AfroTech. You know who's going to be there. You know you ain't going to see no janitor there. Come on, bro. You know you ain't going to see no plumber there. You know you ain't finna see these people there. You finna see high-earning people. period. That's still predatory because you know the career field that they're in 9 times out of 10. You know what you know what to expect when you get there. That's what basically I'm calling out. It's still predatory because you knew that you would meet a certain individual there due to career wise. What about if I was a construction worker making if like I own a construction company, I'm making more money and I go to AfroTech, would they receive me the same way? Probably not. Because they're gonna be we already know construction has it's the industry most dudes go into when they don't have no, other direction to go or whatever. That's how I look at it. That's why I'm looking at it from that perspective because y'all didn't meet in a genuine way. Wasn't like I said, through a friend group, through college, through high school, through somewhere where it's like you were there.
You see, you met
got
them
to know the person.
met them within your state, basically.
Yeah, or even if it wasn't like I said, friend group, you could have a friend over there, and your friend is the pre-scan selection. They'd be like, "Hey, I got a girl for you all the way in Florida. I got my homie out in Tampa. I got a girl here. She cool. This and this and this." My friend is the pre-scan before I talk to her, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he's already prepped her. And if we're going by communities, right? Oh, your mom's like, oh, I have a nice young lady that works at my job. I think she'd be great for you. Pre-selection. They've already told you, hey, I think this and that. But you go to AfroTech, you don't know nothing about these people. You don't know any conditions until they talk to you and then they tell you what they want you to know. They're not going to tell you everything up front. That's not the same. You're susceptible to the same things that they talk about dudes overseas will fall for if they went. It's the same thing. You're going to meet a bunch of people you don't know anything about. You just know what they do for work. Well, you have an idea what they do for it. So that's my standpoint on it. It's just like it's not genuine. No, it's not. Because you're going there with intentions of meeting a certain type of individual and being intentional. Which, hey, if the other party's okay with it, cool. But I just don't like seeing they'll down somebody else for doing the same thing, but then they're turning around and doing the same thing. It's a hypocrisy at its finest to me. But that's all I had to say on that.
Well, I mean, it really don't matter to me, but I mean, hell, I guess you get it how you live it, I suppose.
Facts.
So, if you guys have anything you want to say about these two clips, what we have to say, leave it in the comment section down below. And also, if you guys don't mind, help us reach 2K subscribers. It's greatly appreciated. We want to reach to it before the year is over. And also, if you want to support us by buying the merch, we have the link provided in the link in the description. So once again, we appreciate you guys for watching this video. Like, comment, subscribe. Don't forget the notification bell if you haven't already. If you guys have any recommendations or feedback, hit us up on our social media or email down below. And we see you guys in the next video.
Peace.